Hey, what's happening, people? It's Naughty Muddy here, and guess what? I've got another Battlefield 5 video for you all. I know, I'm surprised myself that I'm uploading 2 weeks in a row, and it's definitely on the up, guys, so let's keep the train rolling. Obviously, I just want to say thank you for all the support on the previous vid. It's definitely spurred me on to make a lot more Battlefield content, as I'm thoroughly enjoying Battlefield 5 at the moment, and also love the franchise as a whole, so I hope you all can enjoy listening to me rambling on about a variety of different topics. Speaking of topics, the topic for this video is my opinion on Rush versus Conquest in Battlefield 5. The two game modes I've probably played the most of across my whole Battlefield career. I thought it'd be a pretty cool video to give my verdicts as to which I think is the best implemented and the best received in Battlefield 5 for me. As always, before we dive into things, I just wanted to say, if you haven't checked me out on Twitch, then please do. I play a number of Battlefield titles constantly, and I'm always happy to squad up with viewers on a regular basis, so it'd be great to see you over there, either Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. So the plan is to break this video down into two halves, talk about my thoughts on Rush first, move into Conquest, and then we'll give a bit of a conclusion and a summary. So first and foremost, let's talk about Rush. So, as most of you know, I started out my Battlefield career in the Bad Company and Bad Company 2 era, the era when Rush was implemented as the core game mode for the Battlefield franchise, where Conquest definitely took a backseat and you saw more and more people playing a linear, push objective style of gameplay. After Battlefield 3, I don't think there has been much of a positive Rush game mode. I think 4, 1 and Hardline, their Rush options were pretty limited, and they instead plumped for the larger Conquest style and operations game modes, which they implemented with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, which opened the maps up a lot and gave people a lot more options in terms of how they wanted to play, and instead didn't have those kind of linear 3-lane, 4-lane maps that Rush became so synonymous with. I think in Battlefield 5, though, the maps are a lot more fluid with the distinct lanes, as I mentioned, but they're not too linear, giving enough ability to flank rounds and operate in a variety of different scenarios, which again I think has been a really massive benefit for me, having not played Rush really for the past few installments of Battlefield. Jumping back into it now and having a few more options as to how you can play an objective, it's really exciting, something I've been enjoying a lot. Something else I wanted to mention is the Rush modes for Battlefield 5 and the Rush maps in particular don't feel too clustered, obviously with the exception of Operation Underground. I'm sure for anyone who's played it knows exactly what I'm talking about there. Essentially the World War II Operation Metro reskin. It plays exactly the same as Operation Metro, and when you hop into the map you definitely feel like that. But for the others, I think there is a lot more options, and it never feels too clustered. Now, in terms of the actual versatility and kit usage, I think that the Rush game mode again in Battlefield 5 aids itself to a number of different kits. In previous games, you may have focused more on Engineer or on Recon, but now, because of the way the Battlefield 5 kit system is set out, you can virtually play any kit and do well in the Rush game mode without being hampered at all. And again, I feel like that's a massive positive for me, because I like to mess around with different options and different kits all the time when I'm playing the game. And so now that I can do that in Rush, it's a huge plus point. Moving on to Conquest, obviously the main mode of the Battlefield franchise has always been Conquest. It's what they're renowned for, and they've always pushed Conquest first and foremost. I think the only two games, as I mentioned previously, is Bad Company and Bad Company 2, where Conquest may have taken a little bit of back seat. For me, since Battlefield 4, Conquest has been the prominent mode for me. As I mentioned, across 4, Hardline, 1 and 5, Conquest seems to be the main mode. No one else is talking about any other mode other than Conquest, bar, as I mentioned, the grand operations or operations inclusions for 1 and 5. Now, the open nature of Conquest definitely takes away from the infantry style of combat, and that's the style of combat that I do enjoy. I think Battlefield 4, the amount of vehicles on maps, particularly like Goldmud Railway, etc., and some people definitely know my thoughts on that map, I definitely struggle with. I think it really hampers my experience and my enjoyment of the game. However, I think Battlefield 5 does a good job of limiting the potency of these vehicles, which equally means that infantry play can be a viable option even in Conquest. However, overall, guys, I've got to say, I think Battlefield 5 is solid in the Conquest department, but Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4 Conquest definitely still reign supreme. Rush, on the other hand, I'm pleased to say is back. It's back, baby. 2020 Battlefield 5 Rush is my game mode of choice. I absolutely love it. I can't get enough of playing Rush. It takes me right back to those Bad Company 2 feels. I literally cannot stop playing Rush. I feel like I'm back in 2010, having a blast with my friends, running the objectives, pushing enemy teams, and then similarly boxing them out at that first objective. I don't think there's a better feeling in the Battlefield games than holding someone at that first objective on Rush. Genuinely, it's something that I really am pleased about, and I will be playing a lot more Rush on the YouTube channel, so you'll definitely be able to check that out in the future and moving forwards too. So guys, if you like the video, please do hit that subscribe button and leave a like. It always helps me to know that this video is what people are interested in. Similarly, if you have other requests about particular topics or want to hear me discuss things around the Battlefield franchise some more, do leave a comment down below. It really helps me out and I get a good understanding of what people are interested in seeing. Following on from this, I will be uploading again next week. Maybe get a couple of videos out, we'll never know. But obviously by the weekend, there will definitely be one video hitting your YouTube subscription boxes. Anyway guys, it's been fun. It's Naughty Morty. Take it easy.